Who was Francis Goya? He was born on March 30th in 1746 in Fuentodos, Aragon, Spain. He was a famous Spanish painter who rose to popularity for his commissioned portraits of the Spanish nobility. In the early years, his family moved to Saragossa some years later, where he started working for apprentice underpainter Jose Louisiana at the age of 14. He learned painting by imitating the works of great masters for the first 4 years and later moved to Madrid to study under a German painter. Early years continued. He applied to Real Academia de Bellas Artes de San Fernando and was denied on both occasions. He moved to Rome, where he was runner-up at painting competition, and then returned to Saragossa for various projects. In his personal life, in 1773, he married his art teacher's Bea's sister. Though the couple had several children, only one survived adulthood. He moved to outskirts Madrid and purchased a house along the river. He returned to Spain in 1826, but went back to Bordeaux, where he suffered a stroke in 1828. He died in April, aged 82. He was laid to rest in Bordeaux, but his remains were exhumed and interred at the Royal Chapel St. Anthony of La Florida, Madrid in 1919. He first painted tapestry cartoons, which were artworks that served as models for tapestries for a factory in Madrid. These works feature scenes from everyday life, such as the parasol and the pottery vendor. Spanish court continued. In 1779, Goya won an appointment as a painter to the royal court. He continued to rise in status, receiving admissions into the Royal Academy of San Fernando the following year. He began to establish a reputation as a portrait artist, winning commissions from many in the royal circle works. His introduction to royal workshops in 1774 by means to paint tapestry cartoons for the Royal Tapestry Factory. He completed 60 cartoons over the next 5 years, depicting scenes from everyday life. He was appointed as a painter at the Royal Court in 1779 and elected as a member of the Royal Academy of Fine Arts in 1780. He started getting recognition as a portrait artist among various royal circles. He was appointed as a court painter under Charles in 1789 and became a salaried painter in 1799, eventually capturing numerous Spanish nobles like the 9th Duke of Osuna, Marie del Pilar del Silva, and Pedro Tellez Garan on the canvases. He became completely deaf in 1792, suffering from a serious illness, which he tried his hand at experimental paintings, including etchings and portraits of women. In 1799, he released a series of 80 etchings. The 3rd of May in 1808 in The Charge of Moluccas in 1814, portraying the horrors of Peninsular War fought between Spain and France. He created a group of 14 paintings known as the Black Paintings as murals on the walls of his house outside Madrid. Two of Goya's best-known paintings are the nude Mahia and the clothed Mahia. They depict the same women in the same pose, naked and clothed, respectively. He painted La Mahia vestida after outrage in Spanish society over previous densivenada. In a period of convalescing during 1793 and 1794, Goya completed a set of 11 small pictures painted on a tin. The pictures, known as Fantasy and Invention, mark a change in his art. These paintings no longer represent the world of popular carnival, but rather a dark, dramatic, real fantasy and nightmare. In 1899, Goya published a series of 80 prints entitled Capriccios, displaying what he described as the innumerable forlibs and foils to be found in civilized society and from the common prejudice and deceitful practices. One of his famous works, Saturn devouring his sons, known informally in some circles as Devoration or Saturn eats his child, which displays in Greco-Roman. In 1810s, Goya created a set of quatrain prints titled The Disasters of War. As a pivotal figure in Western art, often described as the last of the old school painters and simultaneously the first of the modern artists who influenced most of the modern art. Francis Goya's prints were essential to the growth of his fame during the artist's lifetime. A number of movies have been made depicting his life, some being The Naked Mahi in 1958, Goya's in Bordeaux in 1999, Goya's Ghost in 2006, and the documentary Goya Crazy Like a Genius in 2012. His wide artistic legacy was a great influence to the painters that came after him. In Madrid's Museo del Prado, one can enjoy most of his paintings, although not all, since some are spread throughout the world.